Hello everyone, this is Craig the Computer Geek here with this week's episode of Friday Forum, and today I've got with me Bruce Grant from CFR Electrical Services. G'day Bruce.
G'day Craig, how are you today?
Yeah, good thanks. Yeah, okay Bruce, I'm on site with you at the moment and we're just going to have a little bit of a discussion about yourself, about CFR, where you came from. I know you're a migrant here and where the name came from and how long you've actually been in business.
Yeah, no worries Craig. Originally from South Africa and moved over to the UK, lived there for nearly 8 years, and then after that moved to Australia and have been in Canberra since then.
Did you come straight to Canberra from the UK?
Yes, so that was in 2007, straight to Canberra, and we've been here ever since, so that's about nine years now.
Okay.
So we started the business in 2010, so that's around about 6 years now. Electrical contracting with Sandra, my wife, and myself.
Okay, and the name CFR Electrical Services, where did that come from?
Oh, it's just a mixed first letters of the kids' names. So it's C, Cameron, Faye for F for Faye, and R for Ryan.
Okay.
3 kids. Yeah,
that's pretty good. I like that. So the other thing I want to ask you, I guess, about your business is what you mostly work with. I know you do a lot of stuff, and you talk a lot about safety and safety switches and so on. What other specific types of electrical work do you do, and what makes CFR stand out from the crowd?
On the domestic side, we do general electrical work around the house, so that's lighting, power, and also installation of the safety switches, or the testing of safety switches, also your smoke alarms. So those are items that you want to make sure firstly that you've got them installed in your house, that your board is up to date. The old ceramic fuses have been removed. And just the maintenance of those devices. On the commercial side, we do office maintenance, emergency lighting testing, small office relocations, and general facilities management work.
Okay, do you do test and tag stuff as well?
Oh, we do test and tags, yes.
Okay.
So that's why.
And with the smoke alarms you were talking about before, how often should we test those and maybe change the batteries?
Well, it depends. You get some hardwired ones, which is probably better for the long-term ones. So they've got a push button. So every 6 months to 12 months, you want to be checking those ones out.
Okay. All right, cool. Nick, moving on to IT stuff, do you have some software systems particularly related to your work as an electrician that you use?
Yes, we've got we got the iPads, which we use in the iPhone, so they are sort of operating devices or interacting devices, and on those systems we run Microsoft Outlook for the emails. We've also got a another software program called GeoOp, which is a job management system. So that's on a PC or else on a field operated system, so you can use that on your iPad. So we've got those 2 devices, and we also do risk assessments electronically. So that's when you get to job analysis of your risks and that kind of thing. So we have got quite a broad electronic use for a small business.
And what sort of challenges, I guess, do you have with some of those systems? I guess particularly out in the field, you may run into some issues from time to time.
Well, with things being cloud-based now, sometimes...
so you've got to have your internet connection.
Yeah, your internet connection can do that, and working in basements or sometimes secure buildings.
For the record, we're actually in a basement of an office building at the moment, so if you do hear a little bit of buzzing in the background, we are really on the job here with Bruce. Sorry to interrupt, mate. Keep going.
So that can really hinder you when you need to interact with the cloud. But at the same time, using the latest IT software does make administration a lot easier and a lot more up to date. For both the client and ourselves.
Okay. Moving on, I guess, to some general tips and advice for, particularly for home users, I guess. What tips can you give? I mean, we talked about your fuses, getting rid of the ceramic fuses, and checking your smoke alarms and all that other sort of stuff before someone would engage the services of a Sparky such as yourself. What sort of tips can you give to potential customers?
If it's general upgrades in a house you're going to be doing, as in getting new light fittings, and you need some information, give an electrician a call or contractor, let them know what your intentions are. Have some documentations available, whether it's actual the just the technical documentations, or else just links to a website, so that when the guys come around they know what's in what you're thinking, what you'd like done, and where you'd like to position it. Because from an installation side of thing, that's sort of what makes the job a lot easier if we understand.
So a little bit of planning first. Yeah,
a little bit of planning, and rather being haphazard. If there's colour or aesthetics or those are items to consider, then just make a note of them. Accessibility, and then also the time frames. When you'd like it, have it done. A bit of planning notice definitely helps with less pressure for everybody.
Okay.
Get all the. If you're going to be buying a spa or tub, hot tub or something like that, get an idea of the installation costs and the feasibility of it. Before you go out actually and buy one.
Okay,
that
good advice.
Spend money,
a couple of questions I actually wanted to ask you. Firstly, some of my customers from time to time will have these switches supplied by Actu AGL, for example, that you have your computer equipment plugged into that. So there'll be like a master socket and slave sockets and so on. What do you think of those things? Because I'm just thinking of one customer in particular where the computer just would switch off all the time and be quite an inconvenience. So what are yours sort of? Are they worth the effort, or is there a better way of doing it?
With most things in life, for everything, it does make items a bit easier, but and then the other side of it can make things a bit more complicated. So if your computer's dropping out, or else you're watching your a movie for 2 or 3 hours and it drops out, it also can be easy. It's requiring a lot of resetting and reprogramming, so that can be annoying. So it's just if you've got a decision to make between functionality and practicality, those are something to sort of consider. Did you want to have half your house or half your circuits on them you can get away with, and then just the other half not, just because of pure functionality sort of issue. There is a bit of energy saving to be had, but at the same time you've got to realise the downtime and annoyance. So
just talking about energy saving, I know one of the things I've heard you talk about as well is the LED downlights.
Yes.
And so on. Can you, for our listeners, can you tell us a bit about those?
Definitely a sign of the times with technology. From maintenance wise and functionality, again, a lot is to be said for them, and it's definitely the way the world has moved and will continue to move. A lot of energy saving. You can run perhaps four lights for one of the older incandescent or halogen dichroic bulbs used to do. So the savings is phenomenal, both on the actual day-to-day use of electricity and in the maintenance of them.
Okay. So if someone was thinking about, say, in their lounge room, going and replacing all their incandescent downlights with LED ones, it's probably a bit hard to get a ballpark figure, but just for a typical lounge room, what sort of cost would you be?
The lights themselves have come down tremendously. So you're looking at anywhere from $25 to maybe $32 per light fitting, perhaps. If you get a larger quantity, a bit of reduced. And then generally you can do in an average size house, house, the average size ceiling, you can do probably 4 of them in an hour at least. So that's an hourly rate electrician. So 4 or 6 hours. Just some things to consider there is if you've got a dimmer or not. If you want to, just have a chat.
So there's no issues with a dimmer on the LED lights?
There's a compatibility issue, so if you have got a dimmer, it's just best to, again, this is what we get an electrician around on the phone, say, look, I'd like 4 of them to be done. I've got a dimmer on there, and then they can bring one with them for the job,
Yeah.
or else advise you on there. So no, we'll just remove it on if that's what you prefer.
Okay.
They do have slightly different lighting characteristics to the diachroic one,
Yeah.
but again, something you can get used to. Yeah.
Okay. That's probably about it. Any other last tips, or you reckon that's probably about it?
No, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to come out today, Craig. And
Yeah, no worries. Good to have you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week's Friday Forum. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you. Bye.